How the fuck do you fuck up rice? Your boyfriend yelled. He swung his hand to point at the smoking pot of rice, blackened from overcooking and sizzling from the boiling water you added to try and fix it. I'm sorry, you say hurriedly, nervous under his scalding glare. I fell asleep because I was tired from today's incident and... You only ever think about hero work. What about me, huh? In a fast motion, your boyfriend picked up the hot pot and flung its contents onto you. You instinctively hold up your arms to shield, crying out as the boiling water burns your arm. Stop fucking whining, he yells. Then there's a hard hit to your head, too solid to be his hand. Pain erupts on the side of your head and you stumble sideways onto the counter. You see him clutching the pot so tightly you'd be surprised if they weren't dense. You never fucking do anything right. He kicks your stomach and you falter, falling gracelessly onto the cold, harsh tile. You look up at your seething boyfriend. Your vision blurred from tears you didn't know were forming. But you don't feel fear, not even the pain of the minor injury. No, hero work had dulled your reception of fear immensely, and this was nothing compared to the wounds you received on duty. What you felt was despair. Despair at having messed up yet again. Honey, I'm sorry, you whimper your apology. I'll try and do better. That's what you always say. Fucking useless. He throws the pot and it clatters loudly onto the tiled floor. So loud, you almost don't hear the door opening. Pebble? Oh, hey, sorry about barging in like this. We just heard a loud noise. You clamp your hand over your mouth and scramble to hide behind the counter. What was he doing here? How much did he hear? Oh shit, did he bring Katsuki with him? The situation had gone from bad to worse. You groan internally. While you panicked, your boyfriend adopted his outdoor demeanor. In a blink of an eye, the mask of a friendly acquaintance was placed securely on his face. Though you could always sense the anger radiating off him, no one else had ever been the wiser to his charade. Sorry, Kirishima-san, but they're sleeping upstairs. Something I can help you with? Please leave, please leave, please leave, you chant in your head. No, we just wanted to make sure they're okay, after what happened today, Kirishima explains politely. Sleeping? You hear the gravelly, disbelieving voice belonging to Katsuki. Shit, you thought. There goes the hope that Katsuki had waited in the car. Katsuki and your boyfriend in the same room was a disaster waiting to happen. The blonde had a knack for seeing through your boyfriend's guise. At the beginning of your relationship, Katsuki would continuously butt heads with your boyfriend, until you begged him to stop, having to threaten to never speak to him again. It had been an awful period of being blamed and punished for Katsuki's behavior, but you stubbornly would not drop him as a friend. Yes, your boyfriend says in a clipped tone, so if you don't mind leaving, I'll be sure they call you when they wake up. There was a pause, a stalemate. You'd held your breath since your friends walked in, but now you felt the air turn stagnant. A silent tension flooded the room, and you trembled under its oppressive weight. Katsuki was the one who broke through the quiet. What's that over there? You turn your head to both sides, locking on to the discarded pot. It was a clear indicator, and Katsuki was too smart to ignore it. You hear him approach the pot and hurriedly scurried to the other side of the counter to avoid being seen. What were the chances that Eijirou was angled away from you enough to make an escape? It's really nothing, your boyfriend tells them, tightly. This conversation had drawn out and wore on his patience. I accidentally dropped some rice earlier. You can just leave it. Kirishima, get away from the counter. You suck in a sharp breath when your friend steps around the counter and blocks your path. You're suspended in shock and unwilling to meet Eijirou's sunset eyes. Eyes that flicker over you worriedly and seize. There was no way to hide your injuries from taking shape, or hide from the look of horror crossing Eijirou's face. He dropped down to his knees, his hands hovering over you like he was afraid to touch you. Oh my word, Pebble, what happened? You cringe away from him, your mouth moving on its own. I'm fine. I fell. You were barely aware that you were speaking. Only that words tumbled from your lips on their own volition. It was an accident. I'm fine. They were meant to be reassurances, and yet with every word, Eijirou's eyes filled with more anxiety, more worry. Katsuki had found his way on the other side of the counter, into your world, the place you'd hoped neither of them would ever traverse. He was shouting, "Did you do that?" You flinch. He'd seen. They'd both seen. They would never treat you the same. "Leave my house now," your boyfriend orders, his mask slipping, and the vehemence that lay underneath appeared. Katsuki's palms sparked, his teeth gritted, and he growled at your boyfriend. "You're fucking dead." His crimson eyes held such murderous conviction, you thought for once he meant his threat. You jumped to your feet, stepping in between the two before Katsuki could close the distance. "Katsuki, stop." He does, though his muscles were tense with restraint, and by the looks of it, barely a frayed rope's worth of tension to hold him back. "Did he do that to you?" "No," you stammer unwillingly, the lie bitter and completely unbelievable to Katsuki's critical glare. Eijirou rose from the floor, blocking the way out from behind the counter, like he and Katsuki were caging you and your boyfriend in. You swallow uneasily. You wouldn't be able to take both of them should they attack at once. Katsuki on his own was impossible. "I think you should leave," you say as calmly as you could manage. "No way!" Eijirou protests. "We are not leaving you here with him." It's really fine." "Stop saying that," Katsuki yells. "We're not leaving you with this bastard." "Are you going to let them talk to me like that?" your boyfriend argues. "They're your friends. Control them." "Control who?" Katsuki basically screeches. "You're gonna get it now, you fucking bastard." His palms crackle with promise and threat. It was too much. The pain at your temple, the shouting, the knowledge that your friends now knew what transpired behind the closed doors of your home, and that you were so tired from the day's disaster. Everything compounded in your head, clashed against your skull like an insistent knock of a hammer, and you shut down to avoid it all. There were whispers, heated whispers, when you woke. The voices were comfortingly familiar, but the words were lost to you. Your head ached, and you struggled to wake fully. It was as though your brain was attempting to keep you asleep, and though a little voice in you wanted to give in and sink into the consoling arms of the black, you forced your heavy eyelids open. You were in the back seat of a car, one you'd ridden in many times. "They're awake!" Groggily, you turned to Eijirou, who looked relieved to find you waking. You jerk upright, remembering the events at your house. "What happened?" "You fainted," Katsuki stated bluntly, from the driver's seat. His eyes trained forward on the road. "Did you hurt him?" you ask anxiously, addressing Katsuki more than Eijirou. "Katsuki may have knocked him out with an explosion, but that's it," Eijirou said quickly. "I should have snapped his spine," Katsuki growls, his grip tightening on the steering wheel. You bite your lip. There would be hell to pay when you returned home. Though they had meant well, you wished they had never come there. "Where are we going?" "I have to get back home." Though you dreaded what was waiting for you, you knew from experience it would be better to get it over with sooner rather than later. The car jerked forward in a burst of speed. "Are you out of your fucking mind?" Katsuki yelled. "Why the fuck do you want to go back to that?" "Katsuki!" Eijirou chided. "It's not what you think," you tried to explain. "You wouldn't understand our relationship." The car comes to a screeching halt on the side of the road, making both Eijirou and you lurch in your seats. Eijirou's arm instinctively shoots out to steady you. Katsuki whipped around to confront you. "Then fucking explain it to me." Why the fuck are you in a relationship with that abusive prick, huh? You hesitate at his offensiveness, the way his eyes pierced into yours accusingly. I love him, you say quietly. While it doesn't look like he fucking loves you, Katsuki says, seething. Look at you. You're on your way to being a pro hero. How could you let him treat you like that? You're strong enough to bury 10 of him. Why the fuck aren't you defending yourself? Your bottom lip trembles as you hold in your cries. I don't want to hurt him. While he obviously doesn't feel the same way, Katsuki continues savagely. So don't you look like the idiot. Katsuki, enough, Eijirou says firmly. Katsuki turns his glare on Eijirou, his nostrils flaring with anger. But he doesn't falter. After a moment, Katsuki huffed furiously and walked back around, starting the car again. You bring your knees to your chest and look out the window to avoid Eijirou's pitying gaze. You focused on the streetlights that zoom by at equal intervals to help calm your trembling. Katsuki's words had hurt and reminded you exactly why you tried so hard to keep this from your friends. You knew that they would judge you for not retaliating. Your boyfriend had told you before that it would be better to distance from them. This was the consequence of not listening. Why? Eijirou began tentatively. Why do you let him treat you like that? I deserve it, you answer honestly, numbly. I'm a bad partner. Can never do anything right. It's his right to get angry with me when I mess up. Today I fell asleep when I was supposed to be cooking dinner for both of us. I burnt it. You fucking hate cooking. Katsuki muttered his 2 cents. He was right, of course. You did hate cooking. But it was what was expected from you. Pebble, we saw what happened today. The villain with the energy-draining quirk. You got hit with his quirk and still beat him. It's no wonder you fell asleep. You should have gotten rest after dealing with that. But even if there was no reason and you fell asleep, he shouldn't treat you like that no matter what you do, Eijirou said tenaciously. You ignored him, knowing the truth. No matter what, being a good partner should come first. You stare out the window dejectedly. Where are we going? I want to go home. We're taking you to the hospital, Katsuki answered. You jolt up. No, I can't go there. They'll ask questions at the hospital. You might have a concussion, Eijirou explains gently. No, really, it's fine. I don't even feel the hits anymore, you say desperately. How often does this happen exactly? Katsuki asked, his voice straining with the effort to not blow up the steering wheel. Not often, you lie quickly. I just meant I don't feel the pain with all the hero work and stuff. Stop lying, I fucking hate lies, Katsuki shouted. Katsuki, shut up! Eijirou shouts back at his boyfriend. Why the hell are they lying? Because they're traumatized. I am not fucking traumatized, alright? You scream over the shouting. You suddenly feel exhaustion overcome you. Tears slip from your eyes as you say in a small voice, I'm just tired, really tired. You could feel both sets of red eyes watching you with concern. Katsuki is through the rearview mirror. You drop your gaze to the car floor and sigh. Look, I won't go back today, but I don't want to go to the hospital, alright? I don't want questions about this. In fact, I want the both of you to keep it to yourselves. Katsuki's sharp eyes stare at you for a moment in the rearview mirror. He taps the steering wheel rapidly, before decisively making a U-turn. Fine. What? Eijirou says, surprised. We have enough first aid experience to deal with those wounds, Katsuki states, resigned. But they fainted. They could have a concussion or... I don't think that's why they fainted. You truly loved Eijirou and Katsuki's home. There was just something about Katsuki's excellent designing skills that merged well with Eijirou's messy habits. Habits like collecting meaningless junk, such as a shark with big muscles like a bodybuilder at the center of the coffee table. You blink at it, thinking, that's new. You'd expect a partner as finicky as Katsuki to not allow such things into his house. And yet, it was little things like that that made the house theirs. And you knew Katsuki respected that. Eijirou instructs you to sit on the couch before both boys disappear into the kitchen. You prop yourself on the soft sofa. Instantly, the tiredness of the day and the emotional stress of the afternoon sink into your muscles. You're tempted to just lay down and fall asleep, though you suspected Katsuki and Eijirou may change their mind about the hospital if you did. Katsuki came back first, holding a tub in his hand. What's that? You ask curiously, rolling your head on the back of the sofa to eye him. Cream for the burns, Katsuki says, as he kneels in front of you and opens the container. He grabs your wrist and pulls forward, forcing you to sit up reluctantly. He applies the cream carefully over the red, irritated skin. You stopped feeling the burn a while ago, but the cooling effect soothed the pain you'd forgotten. Eijirou comes into the living room holding an ice pack and a wet cloth. Sitting next to you, he gently brushes the wet cloth along your temple, and you hiss when he presses a little too hard. Watch it, Katsuki snaps, as your arm jerks out of his hand. Sorry, you say hastily. Not you, him. Sorry, Pebble, I didn't mean to hurt you, Eijirou says contrite, and then continues to dab, lighter than before. It's okay, you say back unsurely. Katsuki takes your next arm and begins to spread the cream there. His movements are so concise and careful, not a trait you regularly associate with him. Their care is mindful and tender. Their touch so gentle, like you were glass waiting to break. And at that moment, you did. Shockingly, even to you, you burst into tears. They both pause in their movements. Eijirou places a bandage on your head before quietly bringing his arm around your back to the uninjured side of your head. Slowly, he brought you to his chest, tucking you under his chin protectively. It's okay, I got you, he consoles. That makes you wail harder. Katsuki has stopped spreading the burn cream, but his free hand is rubbing little circles into your calf. What do I do? How do I fix this? You whimper. Eijirou spoke softly. Some things aren't meant to be fixed, Pebble. You need to end it. He can't be treating you like this. I have nowhere to go, you say hopelessly. He paid for that house and... What fucking bullshit, Katsuki snaps, but there was little to no heat in his words. Stay here, idiot. You look at him with watery eyes. No, I couldn't possibly impose like that. You guys are a couple. We don't mind if it's you, Pebble. Eijirou hushes, the hand on your head stroking through your hair. Yeah, dumbass, fucking grow some sense. You think I'd offer if I didn't want you here? Katsuki grumbles. Are you sure? You ask uncertainly. I fucking hate repeating myself, Katsuki deadpanned. Yes, we're sure, Eijirou translates. You sniff. Okay, but just until I find an apartment for myself. I don't want to be a burden on you for long. Eijirou's arm squeezes you affectionately. You're not a burden. Please, stay forever, he breaths. You giggle at Eijirou's joke, wiping tears. Sure, I'll just live here forever. I can sponge off your food. Katsuki rolled his eyes and rose to his feet. Come eat, dumbass, you look anorexic. You look down at yourself self-consciously. Well, he preferred me, thinner. Katsuki fumed at the statement, his fist tightening as though he was readying to throw a punch. So what, you just stopped eating? No, I ate. Just, less, you say, blurring the truth. Eijirou pulls away and you find yourself missing the embrace. Well, how do you want to look? You consider it. Well, is it weird if I say miracle? She's an awesome hero. My quirk doesn't really need me to be strong, but I just thought her toning was really cool. You look down at yourself. But I guess I would look pretty weird with muscles and stuff, right? You joke. Eijirou nudged you affectionately. I think you'd look awesome. In fact, if you're living here, we could draw you up the right diet plan and workout routine for you to gain muscles just like Miracle. The idea made you excited. Really? Katsuki scoffed. Yeah, but you gotta eat, so come on, set the table. You dozed off on Eijirou's shoulder. You all had decided to watch a movie and wind down from the day's events. Eijirou sat next to you, a functioning pillow, and Katsuki sat next to him, with his arms slung across the back of the couch. Katsuki, Eijirou whispered when he noticed you sleeping. Katsuki glanced over and commented with affection, "They even sleep like a dumbass." "Stop being mean to them," Eijirou scolded. "They've been through enough." He gazed down at you sadly. "I can't believe anyone would do something so horrible to someone so good." "I should have broken all his bones," Katsuki says ruefully, his eyes not leaving you like a focused guard dog. "You already got a ton. Next is mine." Katsuki rolled his eyes. "Whatever. Are you planning on moving?" Eijirou pouted. "Do I have to? They're so cute." Katsuki huffs before leaving and returning with a large comforter. He drapes it over you and Eijirou, and then slides in on the other end. "Thank you, Katsuki." Eijirou twists his head to give his boyfriend a quick kiss. Katsuki's cheeks turn pink. "Shut up. When are we going to tell them that we're in love with them?" "Not now," Eijirou says as he shifts some hair from your face. "They're hurting. Give them time to heal." Katsuki tilts forward to look at your head precariously on Eijirou's shoulder, the blue bruise on the side of your face pulling his gaze. "I'm going to kill that bastard for doing that to them." Eijirou sighs contently. "All in good time, love. All in good time."